Hey everybody, we are just going to do a simple before and after today. This is the tank I keep set up for my wife to enjoy. She informed me this morning that there was a dead fish in the tank, and sure enough, one of the Pristella tetras, or no, I'm sorry, it was one of the glow light tetras. I have one or two glow light tetras in there. I know you can't really see it now. We'll see it on the after side of this video. But one of those died. They've been in there for a very long time. I think we're down to one left now. And of course, when I came in to get the dead fish out of the tank, I saw how much maintenance this tank needs. This is kind of out of sight, out of mind. I don't really come in this room, and so I seldom even think about this tank. But today we are going to get in there and we're going to do a water change, and we're even going to remove the water sprite. If you will see all that cyanobacteria growing on the surface in this piece of water sprite. So we're just going to gently pull that out and throw that away. We'll get the glass wiped down, we'll change the filter out, and of course we'll do water change, and we'll get a lot of the Java moss that's growing in the tank. You can see that's all sort of growing along the bottom. It's all over the woodwork back there, and it's just getting a little out of control. So we'll get in there and we'll get the Java moss cleared away too. So that was a pretty good look at your before. And there's your after. So not a whole lot to talk about. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I got in there and I wiped the front glass down. We got all that cleaned up. It was mostly just loose algae, a little bit of cyanobacteria growing here and there in the tank. We saw that on the water sprite that was floating at the surface. I did get rid of that and throw all that in the trash. And there was a little bit of green cyanobacteria on the front glass as I wiped that down. And of course, being cyanobacteria, it wiped right off with no issue. I also got in there and removed by hand a lot of the Java moss that you see growing attached to everything. A lot of it was rooted down into the substrate, and so I had to break a lot of the gravel loose and get it back into the tank. But we are now able to see there was a piece of woodwork in there buried and all that, and my little cat ornament in there is now stood back up. I think the Corydoras in the bottom rooting around is what knocks that down. So I do have a little peppercorn in here. And it looks like we have two of the glow light tetras. There's one of them, and in the back of the tank is the other. The main schooling fish you can see in there with the little black and yellowy white stripes are Pristella tetras. That, of course, is a long fin black skirt tetra. There used to be a school of them in here, but that's dwindled over the years. That's the last remaining one. And that holds true with the glow light tetras, too. There used to be a lot of glow light tetras in here, but over the years they've dwindled and their numbers are down to just two of them. You can see where they get the name glow light tetra, just the tiniest little bit of light on them. And if they're looking straight at you, you see two red dots looking at you. It's not their eyes, but it is the scales right above their eyes, and it looks like they have red headlights when they're pointing towards you. Again, even in the lowest light, you can barely see the fish, but you can see the bright red pop out on it when it's in that really, really low light like that. So really pretty fish, but time moves on, and again, that school has just sort of died off. The new kids in town are these Pristella. They've been in there for probably a year now. And then, of course, I've got that one remaining black skirt tetra in there. That likewise has been in there for quite a long time and is finally just the last of its school. So in addition to that, I actually wiped down the top of the tank and got this all nice and spiffy and clean. I don't usually do that. So that's worth taking a moment to say, good job. That looks pretty good as far as I'm concerned. And then, of course, I did use Windex on the outside and got the glass nice and clean from the outside. I also cleaned the end up so when my wife's sitting at her desk here, she can look over and see the fish from this end of the tank as well. So there you go. That's about it for today. Got the tank looking nice. And now, hopefully, if I can get my wife to sort of remind me about this tank a little more frequently, I can keep it looking nice like this. I hate to wait until it looks the way it did before I finally get in here and do something. And keep in mind that the dead fish that was in here that started today's process, look, there's two of them together. So the dead fish that I found in here, it was one of these. It was one of these glow light tetras, and it's not because they were in there for in poor conditions. It's just that they've been in this tank for a very long time. They're the last of their school. There used to be a bunch of them, and slowly, again, over the years, they've just died off. So there was no real need to do a water change in those regards. I wasn't concerned about the water, but the tank was just hard to see what was going on inside there. The glass was all cruddy. That algae was, or the Java moss was growing all over everything and blocking the view. And so we just got in there and did a little bit of needed maintenance. But the tank itself is fine. None of the fish were stressed or in any danger. It was just hard to see. So there you go. Make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss anything I've got coming up. Don't forget I do live streams every Friday night and Sunday night. I have memberships available and all kinds of good stuff. So make sure you subscribe, click that like button, all the good YouTube stuff. So thanks for watching. I'll see you real soon in the next one.